Folks, in my 20 years in the league, I've never seen anything like this. What's unfolding right now behind the scenes with Bradley Chubb and the Pittsburgh Steelers is beyond anything most fans or analysts could even imagine. I've got sources, insiders who have been around the league longer than most of you have been alive, whispering to me about a deal that could redefine the AFC race in 2026. Trust me, this isn't just another trade rumor. What's happening now is almost apocalyptic. The NFL landscape could shift in a way that leaves everyone else scrambling for answers. But I need your full attention. If you're serious about knowing the dangerous, hidden truths about this league, why the Steelers are pushing so hard, why Chubb is the centerpiece of this conspiracy, then hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and activate those notifications. This isn't for the casual fan. This is exclusive, high-level intel that could change everything in just days. The Steelers are about to make a move so bold, so calculated, that only the inside whispers know the real story. And I am here to tell you the best is yet to come. Stick around, because what I'm about to reveal will blow your mind. Let's peel back the curtain and go into the depths of what the Steelers are truly after. For months, the organization has been quietly restructuring, analyzing potential new coaches, evaluating the draft board, and most critically, assessing the defensive talent on the market. With Mike Tomlin's departure on January 13, 2026, the Steelers are, quite literally, rewriting their entire identity. The vacuum left behind is enormous, and the front office knows it. The next coach, whether it's Brian Flores, Mike McCarthy, or Chris Shula, will need a defense that can carry the team immediately, especially with an uncertain quarterback situation and a roster aging faster than they anticipated. Now here's where it gets interesting. The Steelers' defensive core is solid, but it's missing that one elite difference maker to push them over the top. They need a pass rusher, a game changer, someone who can disrupt the backfield on third down, make quarterback life a misery, and elevate the entire unit's play. And folks, that's exactly where Bradley Chubb comes into the picture. The whispers tell me that the Steelers' management sees Chubb as that missing piece, an elite edge rusher who can align seamlessly with their scheme, complement the existing talent, and make their defense one of the scariest in 2026. But there's more. I've heard from multiple sources that the Steelers aren't just after a player, they're chasing a symbol, a statement, a message to the NFL that Pittsburgh isn't messing around anymore. They want to show the league that they're back in the game, that they're contenders, and they'll do whatever it takes to reshape the roster around a new identity. The plan? Make a splash so big that no one can ignore them. And Bradley Chubb. He's the raw material, the key that unlocks this strategic overhaul. Let's build this story from the ground up, blending the film, analytics, and insider intel that only the deepest sources can provide. Now, diving into the team needs breakdown, let's analyze what's going wrong with the Steelers right now. Since Mike Tomlin's era began in 2007, Pittsburgh has built a reputation as a defensive fortress, a team that beats opponents with grit, discipline, and relentless pass rushing. But this season, the cracks began to show. Their front seven, once a powerhouse, has become inconsistent, especially in generating pressure on elite quarterbacks. Last season, they ranked near the bottom of the league in sacks, and the pass rushers, despite talent like T.J. Watt, struggled to maintain dominance week after week. If you watch their film, the problem is clear. They're missing that explosive edge who can turn the tide in a game with a single play. Their pass rush has become predictable at times, relying heavily on Watt and blitz schemes, but teams are neutralizing those strategies. The linebackers, while decent, aren't the disruptors they need to be. The run defense remains stout, but in today's NFL, sacks and disruptive pass rushes are the currency that wins games. Without that, you're exposed against playoff-caliber offenses. Analytics bear this out. According to Pro Football Focus's pressure metrics, the Steelers ranked outside the top 15 in pressure rate in 2025, and their sack percentage dipped below 6%. That's embarrassing for a defense known for its ferocity. The AFC's top teams, Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, all have at least one player capable of relentless pressure from the edge, a player who can command double teams and open space for others. Enter the perfect solution. A player who can not only rush the passer but do so with explosiveness, power, and consistency. Someone who can dominate in the clutch, elevate the entire defense, and become a pipeline for turnovers and big plays. The name whispered in league circles as the ideal fit, Bradley Chubb. Now here's how that solution becomes a reality and why the Steelers are almost desperate to make it happen. This isn't just about acquiring a good player, it's about acquiring the guy. The guy who can transform Pittsburgh's defense into a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. Chubb, at his peak, has demonstrated elite pass-rushing skills. His film, it's a masterclass in technical dominance. Watch his snaps from 2018 when he burst onto the scene with Denver. Those quick, explosive get-offs, his hand usage, his ability to shed blockers and accelerate into the backfield are legendary. His speed off the edge is top tier, often beating tackles with a combination of hand fighting and relentless motor. In 2024, despite injuries, Chubb showed flashes of that dominance, 11 sacks, a career high, and a pro-ready motor that makes him a natural captain on the field. His stats. They underscore his elite status, a rare blend of power and finesse that offensive lines cannot handle. And in today's NFL, where a single player can change the entire complexion of a game, Chubb is precisely that. Advanced metrics. His pass rush win rate, according to Next Gen Stats, hovered around 22% in 2024, among the highest for edge defenders with his snap count. His pressures generated per game, consistently in the top 10% league-wide. His burst, combined with his relentless motor, makes him a nightmare to block. But beyond the raw numbers, it's the film, the eye test, that reveals his true value. If you watch his tape, you see a player who can bend around the edge, collapse the pocket, and create chaos. His ability to drop into coverage occasionally adds a layer of unpredictability that defenses need. The scouts, they call him a game wrecker, a term that's not thrown around lightly. Now, why are the Steelers so focused on acquiring him? Because they see what I see. A player who has yet to hit his ceiling, still in his prime, with the perfect physical and mental tools to dominate. The injury last season. That's a concern, sure, but the film and analytics prove that when healthy, Chubb is one of the elite edge rushers in the league. This leads us into the trade mechanics. How could the Steelers make this happen without breaking the bank? Right now, Chubb's contract situation is complex but manageable. He's entering the final year of a hefty extension signed in 2022. 5 years, $110 million, with $63.2 million guaranteed at signing. As of this moment, his cap hit for 2026 is sizable, but the Dolphins are reportedly open to restructuring, especially if they're planning to overhaul their defense or draft a younger edge. The trade itself would likely involve a package that includes draft picks and possibly a player in return. Given that Miami holds a 2026 first-round pick from the 49ers, which they acquired in the Christian McCaffrey trade, Pittsburgh could leverage that for a significant upgrade. A hypothetical deal might look like this. The Steelers send a mid-round pick, perhaps a second-rounder or third, along with a conditional pick that upgrades if Chubb hits certain sack or Pro Bowl thresholds. Cap-wise, the Steelers have $46.5 million in available space, giving them enough flexibility to absorb Chubb's salary, especially if Miami includes some of that guaranteed money in the trade as part of the deal structure. The Dolphins, in turn, could save cap space by releasing him after June 1, 2026, or restructuring his deal to create immediate cap relief. Who wins this? Clearly, the Steelers would be getting a proven, multiple-time Pro Bowler who can change the complexion of their entire defense. For Miami, they get draft capital, a cap reset, and maybe even a young player or a future pick to rebuild around their core. The fit, it's almost perfect. The Steelers' defensive scheme under Terrell Austin emphasizes edge setting, zone coverage, and aggressive pass rush. Chubb's skill set aligns beautifully with this philosophy. He can line up on the outside, use his bend and quickness to get around blockers and collapse the pocket. His versatility is similar to guys like Von Miller or Joey Bosa, players who can do it all. Comparison-wise, Chubb resembles early career Khalil Mack, explosive, relentless, with an uncanny ability to win on the edge. If paired with Watt or future draft picks like a young linebacker or secondary reinforcements, Pittsburgh's defense could leap into the top 5 in the league by mid-season. Now, the best-case scenario. Chubb stays healthy, becomes a leader on the defense, and helps transform the Steelers into a bona fide AFC contender. Worst case, injuries and adjustment issues, but even then, his presence alone would force offenses to double-team him, freeing up teammates. Finally, my final verdict: this trade isn't just a rumor. It's a calculated move driven by real need, real analytics, and real insider intel. The Steelers want to make a statement. They're willing to pay the price because they see the opportunity, a window that's closing fast with aging talent and a new coaching regime. Watch for the next few weeks. Sources tell me the negotiations are already in motion, with Miami open to offers and Pittsburgh desperate to make a splash. The timeline: expect a deal before the NFL draft. When it hits, it will shock the league. And mark my words, Bradley Chubb will be the cornerstone of Pittsburgh's new defense, a symbol of their comeback, their resurgence, and their gatecrash into the big boys club. In this league, talent wins, but timing, intelligence, and willingness to take risks, that's what separates contenders from pretenders. The Steelers are about to rewrite their future, all centered around a guy named Bradley Chubb. And trust me, you'll want to witness every second of this epic story unfold. Because when it's all said and done, this isn't just about a player. It's about a legacy, a team chasing greatness, rewriting history, and making sure that when the NFL's future is written, Pittsburgh's name is etched in gold. Stay tuned. What's coming next is something you won't believe, but it's all real. And I'll be here, breaking every secret, revealing every detail, until the final piece of the puzzle falls into place.